Hi, this is Dan Silvestri
And Tom Pizzato.
of SpyMovieNavigator.com, and we're celebrating our second anniversary.
Happy anniversary, Dan.
Yeah, happy anniversary, Tom. This is fun. Thanks for being on this journey with us, everybody. You make it a vacation for us.
Absolutely.
It's been great. Well, wow. We've just passed the second anniversary for our website, SpyMovieNavigator.com, our social media outlets on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and our Cracking the Code of Spy Movies podcast show, and our YouTube channel.
That's kind of amazing to think about the fact that we just cleared that hurdle.
I know.
That's pretty cool.
2 years. It's been fun. But, you know, it's gone so fast because it's been so fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Would have gone faster without the pandemic. We could have done a little travel, too.
Yeah, we're looking forward to getting back to that again sometime.
Get back on the road.
All right. Again, thank you for listening to the show. We appreciate it. Our podcast show has been listened to in 118 countries so
that
far.
Is so 118.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, up from 73 from our first year. So that's thrilling.
Absolutely.
We love hearing from our listeners all around the world. So let us hear from you even more. We want to hear from you. All right.
And Dan, how would they do that? How would they let us know?
You can go to our website, SpyMovieNavigator.com, click on the big red button that says send us a voice message, and you could leave a message there, or you could get to us through our social media outlets, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, send us a message there, or you can email us at Dan@SpyMovieNavigator.com or
Tom at SpyMovieNavigator.com.
We want to hear from you. This is fantastic.
It really warms our hearts when we get messages from our listeners.
Yeah.
Even if it's a message to say, hey, I wish you guys did this or whatever. That's any kind of feedback we get is awesome.
Yeah, we want to make the show better and better. And so the downloads have increased from year to year, over 600% for us. So we're thrilled with that. And again, thank you all over the world for that. We want to thank all of our listeners, wherever you are in the world, for spending time with us, because we're thrilled that you do. I mean, it's just fantastic.
Yeah, so where are we hearing from listeners?
All right, obviously we got listeners from the United States. I'm just going to mention a few here. I'm not going to say 118. We got the United States, Canada, the UK, Ireland, Belgium, Pakistan, India, Australia, the Philippines, Malaysia, Algeria, Morocco, Brazil, Peru, Chile, Argentina, Colombia.
Oh, okay, I think they get the point.
South Africa, Ghana, Nigeria, Saudi Arabia, Ethiopia, Romania, Italy, and a whole lot more.
Russia, China. I mean, it's just amazing.
Yeah, it's exciting. And again, thank you very, very much for listening. We really appreciate it. We heard from some of them through social media who sent us happy anniversary messages, which was so kind. Thanks.
Hey, Tom and Dan, congratulations on your second anniversary. This is Alex Lamas, a fellow spy movie fan, and I've been listening for the past couple of months and loving every minute of it. I can't wait for more to come. Thanks for all you do.
All right. Hey, thanks, Alex.
Thanks a lot, Alex.
That was great.
Hi, folks. Agent Baum, Robert Baum here, welcoming you to the second anniversary of SpyMovieNavigator.com. It's good to see that this show is held up amidst the pandemic, and hopefully that Dana Craig's last Bond mission, No Time to Die, will be with us and not be canceled again. But we all know James Bond will return, and so will Robert Baum.
Hey, thanks, Robert, for taking the time to send that. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks, Robert. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
And if you want to subscribe, please go to your favorite podcast app and search Cracking the Code of Spy Movies and hit subscribe.
Yeah.
You're subscribing to our show helps us get ranked higher in the apps, and that helps more listeners around the world know about us, and you won't miss any episodes. So if you haven't subscribed, will you please do so? Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks. Subscribing makes a big difference to us and how we move forward. All right, this past year, we've had some fun podcast shows.
We have.
And we're honored to be joined by our co-host on many of our shows, Vicky Hodges from the UK. She's so fun to work with, and we are happy to have her aboard.
Hello, Vicky Hodges here. I'm so privileged to be asked to co-host with Tom Pizzato and Dan Silvestri on SpyMovieNavigator.com, cracking the code of spy movies. It is so much fun. Happy second anniversary, guys. You deserve it. Here's to so much more.
Yeah, Vicky, thank you so much for that. We really appreciate your help. It's great to talk with somebody from a different part of the world because we see things differently. We phrase things differently. And it's great to get that cross-cultural view into our podcasts.
Yeah, glad to have you on our team.
Absolutely.
A lot of fun. All right.
This year we introduced our segment we call Spy Movie News, where we round up all the pertinent spy movie news around the world and put it together for a short 10 to 15 minute podcast for you. This segment has become very popular because we do hours of research for these things.
We really do.
So that you can, in 15 minutes, you can be in the know without having to go through all these sites to try to find all this stuff.
Yeah, they have been really popular, and we're going to continue to do them. All right, we were honored also this past year to host Stephen J. Rubin's International James Bond Trivia Contest on Zoom, and we fed it live through our Facebook page as well. Stephen had contestants from all over the world and a first-rate questioning team. Really first-class blast it was. So much fun.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah. Yeah, we have a podcast out with the highlights of this contest, and you can watch the whole full video if you want on our Facebook page. Go to facebook.com/SpyMovieNavigator. It's been fun. That was a blast.
That was. And for those of you who don't know Stephen J. Rubin for some reason, he actually authored the James Bond Movie Encyclopedia.
Yes.
And the contents of that are available for searching on our website if you look for SpyMDB on our website.
Yeah. And as a matter of fact, if you're going to be in some kind of James Bond contest, you might want to spend some time on our website on the SpyMDB because you can get a lot of James Bond answers there.
Well, it was interesting because I had just done the port of the data from the book into the database when that trivia contest went. Yeah. So everything was really fresh in my mind. So when that trivia, I was amazed how many questions I knew just because of that.
Yeah. So do that. And also pick up his book. It should be in everybody's library. We'll talk about that in a little bit too. So we do spy movies, not just James Bond. So we got to have a lot of fun doing podcasts on My Spy, Tenet, Cliff Walker's, Black Widow, and a whole lot more.
Yeah, now those that you just mentioned were movies that we did what we call a quick fire. So if you see quick fire in our podcast links or on a show, it means that this is a movie that just came out. We're going to give you no spoiler. Is this worth seeing? What's good in it?
Yeah.
We may hint a little for some things to look for in the movie, but we don't want to give away the movie at the time. So, but they're really good for you just kind of going like, okay, Cliff Walker's, my guess is a lot of you have never heard of that. It was a Chinese released spy movie. It was only in 3 theaters in the Chicago area.
Yeah.
And so I went and saw it there, and we could then do these type of podcasts.
Yeah, and that's been a popular one too. So check out those when you're looking through our library of podcasts. Now we have over 100 out at the moment, and we're going to keep doing more. So we're also able to do this past year a few podcasts on Harry Palmer movies, like The Ipcris File, Funeral in Berlin, and $1 Billion Brain.
Yeah, those were the 3 that had 3 theatrical releases.
So if you like Harry Palmer, check out those 3 podcasts. They were a lot of fun. And we got a very high compliment from someone well connected to the production of those movies about our podcast. So we are thrilled about that.
Absolutely. And if you're a James Bond fan, you listen to our stuff for the James Bond stuff. If you haven't watched the Harry Palmer movies, take a look at them. They're good movies, and then come back and listen to the podcast.
Yeah. And you'll see some similarities with Harry Palmer and Bond, and you'll see the anti-Bond part of Harry Palmer.
Because he was supposed to be the anti-Bond.
Also this year, we introduced a new series, Gadgets in Spy Movies, and had so much fun doing several with Joe Pappalardo, who's an author and magazine contributor to Smithsonian Air and Space, National Geographic, and Popular Mechanics. He was a blast to work with. Check out our Gadget podcast on that. Lots of fun, and they've been, again, very, very popular.
Well, one of the nice things about having Joe on the show, for the ones that we did, especially we did them on movies that had space themes too.
Yeah, right.
Is he knows.
Yes.
Like he knows when to call BS and when something's true and accurate. And so, and he lets you know.
Yeah. He was on our Moonraker one too. That was fun.
Yep.
And Diamonds Are Forever. So look for those too. Joe's a great guy. Of course, we did a lot of Bond stuff. Even though we do other stuff that's not Bond. We did From Russia with Love, Thunderball, You Only Live Twice, a whole bunch of No Time to Die podcasts.
Now if they could just release the movie so we can see it.
Yeah, while we were waiting for it. And more. We had a lot of fun creating our Mission Impossible podcast, too, on both MI1 and MI2. And those have been popular as well. So look for those.
So we got to get an MI3 out next, Dan, I think.
I love that series, and I think they're going to be a serious challenge.
Yes.
To Bond. In
Absolutely.
terms of revenue production. They match almost dollar for dollar around the world now with the Bond franchise.
We did a podcast on that concept.
We did. Check that out. It's called The Spies Who Loathe Me. All the franchises that are going after Bond. Cool.
Well, and if you look too, what's coming up? You've got the Gray Man series coming up. You've got Argyle coming up.
Yeah.
And these are all books that they're trying to do a similar thing to what the Bond series has done, or what the MCU has done with all that stuff. Get a series of movies, get fans on those things. So the spy movie industry is really heating up, which is awesome. It's an awesome place to be right now.
Yeah, we're in a good spot with that. And hopefully Ian Productions and the crew at MGM, now Amazon,
maybe
get the next act together.
That's if they can get them past the regulators.
Right.
So we also had some really good interviews with some special guests.
Oh, yeah, that was fun.
Like we had Carrie Edwards on, and he wrote a book on the Dalton Bond movies called He Disagreed with Something That Ate Him. I mean, he was a great guy. He's a film lecturer in the UK, very informative,
very knowledgeable,
fun to listen to.
Yeah.
And so I was really happy we were able to get him on the show.
Yeah, and he was nice enough to send us a little voice message.
Hey there, Spy Movie Navigator. This is Carrie Edwards, film lecturer and author of He Disagreed with Something That Ate Him. Just wanted to drop you a line to say happy 2nd anniversary. It's been awesome listening to you discuss, digest, and dissect spy movies of all types from all eras, and obviously, particularly your conversation with me, which was excellent. Keep cracking the code of spy movies, you guys. You're doing a brilliant job, and it's always wonderful to hear you.
Hey, thanks a lot, Carrie.
Thanks a lot, Carrie. And
that was great.
It was an excellent interview, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. We loved talking to you. Fun stuff. We were also thrilled to speak with Derek Lyons, who has appeared in 4 James Bond movies, Indiana Jones, Star Wars, and a whole lot more. Derek's a character, a good one, and a super guy.
He's funny, too.
Yeah, he's become a good friend of ours, and we just got off the phone talking with him now, and he said, I just sent you a message. So here it is.
Hello, this is the actor Derek Lyons, who appeared in 4 James Bond movies. Yes, I did. I send my very best and a happy anniversary to the SpyMovieNavigator.com and cracking the code of spy movies. By the way, I loved being on your show, and I look forward to coming back again and telling you all the stories about me and James Bond. What do you think about that, Sean?
Yes, that'd be good, though. You could talk about me and you. Yes, yes, that's absolutely good, yeah. Take care. Yes, so going to sign out.
So that was me doing my Sean Connery. Anyway, blessings to you all and have a great time, and keep listening to this wonderful podcast. Thank you. Bye. Bond wishes to everyone. Yes.
Hey, Derek, thanks, man. You are the man.
You are the man.
All good.
Okay. Another great interview we got to do was we got to interview Terrence Mountain.
Oh, yeah.
He was kind enough to speak to us. He's been in a couple James Bond movies, including his role as Raphael in On Her Majesty's Secret Service. He fights with Bond on the beach.
Yeah.
And then later he's the guy who brings Bond to Draco's headquarters. Terry had some great backstories to tell about
Yes,
George Lazenby, Irvin Allen, who played Chi-Chi.
Yeah.
That was a really funny story.
He's got
told
some
about
great
him.
stories.
Yeah, so he was just an absolute delight to talk with. I mean, it was like talking to an old friend.
It really was.
So if you want to hear a really good backstory type of interview, check out the one we did with Terrence Mountain. It was fabulous.
He was in a whole bunch of the Saint episodes, too. So, good guy.
Yep.
Absolutely great guy. That was a whole bunch of fun.
Yep.
And, again, we also interviewed Stephen J. Rubin. We mentioned that he's the author of the James Bond Movie Encyclopedia, and he was the host of the International James Bond Trivia Contest. He's another great guy. We highly recommend his book. It should be in every Bond fan's library, for sure.
There's a lot of good information in there. And a lot of great stories, too.
Yes. Yeah. It's complete. It's a terrific book. We love it. It's in our library for sure. And again, you can check out our website and go to SpyMDB.
And he updated it this last November.
Yep.
So he's got stuff in there even on No Time to Die.
Yeah. So look for it. You can find it in lots of places. The James Bond Movie Encyclopedia by Stephen J. Rubin. And Stephen was nice enough to send us a little message, too.
This is Stephen J. Rubin, author of the James Bond Movie Encyclopedia. And I wanted to wish you Spy Movie Navigator guys a very happy 2nd anniversary. It was really fun working with you on our International James Bond Trivia Marathon and appearing on your Cracking the Code of Spy Movies podcast show to talk about James Bond and Bond trivia. Happy birthday.
Thanks, Stephen.
Thanks, Stephen.
Yeah.
Another fun, interesting interview we did was with Johannes Eklund. He's got a great website, jamesbondlocations.com. As the site name says, he's been to a lot of James Bond locations, and we talked with him about his favorite locations because we like to go to James Bond filming locations as well. I'll give you one hint about his favorite. It's in Greece. Name the movie.
Johannes sent us a nice message too.
Hi, this is Johannes from James Bond Locations. I just wanted to wish you all a happy 2nd anniversary to the guys at spymovienavigator.com and of course your podcast show, Cracking the Codes of Spy Movies, which I was on. I had a lot of fun talking to you all about James Bond locations throughout the world and hope to speak to you again soon about this. So have a happy anniversary and keep the British hand up. Bye.
Thank you, Johannes. It was a fun interview.
Yeah, and thanks for the anniversary message too, Johannes. We also introduce our detailed decoding of pre-title sequences for spy movies and have quite a few out. From Russia with Love, Goldfinger, Thunderball, You Only Live Twice, On Her Majesty's Secret Service, Diamonds Are Forever, Live and Let Die, Mission Impossible, and more are in the works right now. These are fun.
See if you can take a guess what the next Bond one might be if you listen to that list.
You can't be sure. These are fun because we dive into every detail of these pre-title sequences, from the lighting to the shadows to everything. And we laugh a lot about some of the surprises we find here.
Absolutely.
And uncover. So laugh with us.
Absolutely.
Tune in.
We laugh. We also talk about, we drill into details about things, talking about things that you might not have caught.
Yeah.
Or here's an object and we might tell you more information about that object.
Yeah, a lot of fun stuff.
Yep, absolutely.
All right.
All right. We did something different. We had 4 of our Facebook group on the podcast show with each of them talking about their favorite Bond movies.
Yeah, that was fun.
And that was a fun one. And it was, look for 8 James Bond movies discussed by worldwide community of spy movie fans. That's the title of the podcast. These 4 guys were knowledgeable, passionate, and fun.
Yep.
Each of them had 2 movies with a different James Bond character.
Yep.
And each of them just happened to choose different movies.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, so it was really fun. We really want to thank Lindsay Cancino, who's in the Bahamas.
Yeah.
David Lippiott in Scotland.
Yep.
Brian Herr from Seattle. And Scott Winteroth from Chicago.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for helping us out, guys.
Yeah, that was a whole bunch of fun. And Scott just sent us a little voice message, too. So there you go.
Hello, Spy Movie Navigator. It's Scott Winteroth here from Chicago, Illinois. Thank you so much for all the spy news information you share with me and participate with, and keep up the good work. Congrats on 2-year anniversary. I look forward to many, many more episodes in the coming months. Thanks.
All right. Hey,
thanks a lot, Scott. We appreciate it.
Yeah. Lindsay Cancino sent us a nice message, too.
Hi, Lindsay Cancino, your Bahamian real estate specialist fan from Nassau, Bahamas here, wishing SpyMovieNavigator.com a happy 2nd anniversary. I had a blast participating on your Cracking the Code Spy Movie podcast show, discussing the 8 James Bond movies with other fans. You guys do a fabulous job. Keep it up.
All right, thanks, Lindsay.
Thanks a lot, Lindsay.
You could join our private Facebook group called the Worldwide Community of Spy Movie Fans. Just go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/SpyMovieNavigator, and request to join the group, and we'll approve you instantly. Follow us on Twitter @SpyNavigator and Instagram too. Instagram.com/SpyMovieNavigator.
Now catch the difference between those two. On Twitter, it's Spy Navigator.
Yep.
On Instagram and everywhere else, it's Spy Movie Navigator.
Right, because you can't have a whole bunch of letters on Twitter.
Right. Exactly.
If you like video, we have some cool ones on our YouTube channel, Cracking the Code of Spy Movies. Subscribe to the channel and like our videos. They're a lot of fun.
They are a lot of fun.
You can also help us out by telling a friend about our show and by giving us a 5-star rating in your favorite podcast app. That really helps us rise in the rankings and get more valued listeners like you. Will you help? Thanks.
We'd appreciate that.
Yes.
So now we're entering our 3rd year, and we're still here because of you.
Yep.
Every single person who listens to our show, we appreciate. We're honored that you spend your time with us and as friends.
Yep.
We'd love to get to know you more. Join our Facebook group, send us messages, and we'll be back at you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks again for listening to this show. This is Dan
and Tom
saying
a big thank you
for joining us and listening to our show. Subscribe now. Take care. We'll talk with you later.